Good morning, Abe-san. My name is Joel. I look after the partners and alliances for Fortanix across Asia Pacific, including Japan. Very nice to meet you today. Could you please introduce yourself and your role at NEC?
My name is Shinju Abe, Executive Director for Engineering NEC. I'm in charge of development of technology for secure and trusted computing in both of cloud and IoT edge.
Awesome. How is NEC using confidential computing today?
NEC, multinational information technology and electronics company, is using Intel SGX, software guard extension, and Fortanix confidential computing enclave manager to build confidential computing system that will more securely share, analyze, and manage partners and customer data.
That's great. Why do you feel that confidential computing technology is a necessary security control?
Without confidential computing, private data is exposed when application is running. This can result in a data breach and regulatory penalties. So most of our customers hesitate to upload the private data to cloud computing environment. The confidential computing protects private data while it is used by encrypting data in memory.
Great. And how do you envision NEC customers benefiting from confidential computing?
As I mentioned, most of our customers think it is difficult to use cloud computing for analyzing private data or sensitive data, including companies' know-how because of data breach. This is a big psychological barrier for customers. I think that confidential computing will be able to break the psychological barrier. And then they will be able to effectively analyze the private data or sensitive data by using powerful cloud computing or tools.
Thank you very much. What are some examples of industries and examples of how businesses are using confidential computing today?
The solution NEC is building now will facilitate will facilitate better collaboration with partners on new technology initiatives, including privacy-preserving analytics in the retail, hospitality, and government industries. However, the application of confidential computing have a wide variety of use cases across financial services, healthcare, manufacturing, and many other industries.
And what are some of the challenges to building a solution based on confidential computing?
Based on Intel SGX is a relatively new technology. So we have to study the mechanism and usage of the confidential computing with Intel SGX to develop the applications. And this is not so easy for many engineers. So we wanted to partner with expertise and technology to help us achieve our goals.
And what are some of these goals, some of the key requirements for your confidential computing implementation?
There are three keys. First one is the management. We needed a system to manage the confidential computing and the life cycle of the secure enclaves. Second one is application support. We needed a platform that supported converted existing applications to run in secure enclaves, rather than requiring us to rewrite or create new applications, specifically for enclaves. Last one is security. We felt it was important that all data be encrypted while in memory, and that the key used to encrypt the data was secured in a hardware security module that was integrated with the system.
So thank you so much, but for selecting Fortanix to work with you. Why did you select Fortanix Confidential Computing Manager using Intel SGX for your confidential computing implementation?
Fortanix offers application teams the fastest, easiest, and most complete solution to run enclave application today. The Fortanix confidential computing enables application to run in confidential computing environment. verify the integrity of those environments, and manage the enclave application lifecycle. And Intel SGX provides the highest level of security available in confidential computing, enabling NEC to isolate and encrypt all data components in their own enclaves and encrypting data while in use. Since we are processing private data, we would like to minimize the amount of code that we need to trust to reduce risk, and Intel allows us to do that.
Thank you. And can you share with our audience what is your experience so far with working with Fortanix and Intel in your confidential computing? Would you recommend us to your peers in the industry?
Mm-hmm. NEC has been developing a solution that secure computational system using a Fortanix technology and Intel SGX. Frankly, in previous version of SGX environment, it was difficult to scale up to business application due to constraint of memory size. Whereas in new SGX environment on isolated system, the memory constraint has been improved significantly. And Fortanix technology has enabled a faster and easier solution to manage it. Eventually, we confirmed that it has enough performance to run on the business application. And Fortanix team members were very familiar with Intel SGX driver, and their technical support were professional, and we were pleased to collaboration with Fortanix.
Thank you for your kind words.
And we think the Fortanix product and Intel Ice Lake Xeon server makes great combination with confidential computing.
Thank you very much. So what do you think is the future for confidential computing and privacy preserving analytics? Do you expect confidential computing to grow, and why?
NEC takes notice of the human genome analysis in healthcare area. The human genome information is supreme private data. So the confidential computing will be mandatory to treat that kind of data, especially in cloud computing. And confidential computing is suitable for not only private data, but also industrial data, including a company's know-how. For instance, in manufacturing industry, the digital twin, which is a digital replica of physical entity, needs to upload the sensitive data with know-how to cloud. Currently, it is very difficult for a company to do that. However, confidential computing would solve this problem and accelerate this kind of business, I think.
It's like a great future. Thank you so much for your time. I've come to the end of my questions, and I appreciate the cooperation between NEC and Fortanix. We hope that we will be able to help NEC, help their customers. And once again, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Nomoto-san and yourself for your time today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.